Avatar: The Last Airbender is regarded as one of, if not the best animated series of all time, coming out with 3 seasons starting from Book of Water on February of 2005 and ending of July 19, 2008 with The Book of Fire. The narrative structure, action, stakes, characters, and lessons are timeless and still hold up very much to this day, which is why you can imagine my hype when I heard that we were getting an Avatar animated movie coming out this year. And then my utter and extreme disappointment when fucking Paramount announced that the movie won't be a theater release, but instead a straight to DVD release. Like, nigga, excuse me? We didn't fucking wait more than a decade for Avatar Return just for it to be a straight to DVD. Genuinely, what are we doing here? And you wanna know something? This isn't even the worst part, man. The whole movie got leaked like last 2 months and was all over the place. This is the same company, by the way, that motherfuckers claimed with their family souls on the line would save Warner Brothers and cinemas. This isn't the only movie they've done dirty, but this is actually insane. Keep in mind that we don't have a trailer or even a teaser for this movie yet. And yet we have the entire movie leaked online, man. What a joke of a company. And very soon, this same company are going to have their hands on DC property, bro. Imagine Man of Tomorrow actually getting leaked next year because of this company's carelessness.
Mr. Demons are after me. They watch me. They're in my head.
However, the movie getting leaked has brought back a lot of nostalgia for a lot of people. So many of us are reminiscing on the Avatar: The Last Airbender series and even on Legend of Korra series. And the absolute best thing to come out of the discussions for me is that I get to see so much love and glaze for Aang's and Katara's relationship. So since the second season of Netflix Avatar will be dropping soon in a few days as of the time of this recording, I decided to use this as my golden opportunity to talk about my favorite episodes of all time in the series. It is the 11th episode of the second season, and it is titled The Desert. Yeah, pretty fucking original of me, am I right? Like as if there haven't been other people to talk about how good this episode is already. A little context before I give my summary is to mention a few important scenes that happened in the previous episode before the desert. And that is, it ended with Appa getting captured by the Sandbenders, while Toph was trying to save the rest of the team. They did end up surviving, but Aang started crying once he realized that his spiritual animal was taken. And from here, the episode begins with Aang first lashing out in anger on Toph on how she couldn't do anything to help Appa, and how they all only truly see him as a means of cool transportation, without putting into consideration that he actually has a soul too with feelings. Katara tried to control the situation, but Aang flew away in hopes of finding Appa in time. He flies around the desert, calling Appa's name. He even blew his whistle, but there was no answer. And this drives Aang's anger to the extreme that he makes a massive sand eruption. What's sad about this scene is that Appa actually heard in the Appa Lost Days episode and tried to reach back to him. And the last thing Appa saw before getting sold was Aang's sandquake. The rest of the team also saw the sandquake, and Sokka had a different meaning to it.
Mushy giant friend.
Aang returns back to the team in aura farming style. And this time is very pessimistic on how they will never make it out of the desert alive. And as negative as Aang was, he actually kind of had a point. Toph is blind and helpless, especially when she's actually just walking on sand that she can't really feel anything on. And Sokka got high as shit drinking water from a plant he had no knowledge of. Coupled with the fact that they are in a dry and energy draining wasteland, everyone is tired, confused, lost and frustrated. But Katara and her motherly energy refused to quit and dragged everyone to keep moving forward regardless. After a few debacles here and there, like Aang trying to pick a fight with the girl of his dreams and being mad that she told him to get some water from the clouds so all of them wouldn't die of thirst? Seriously though, what was his problem?
I'm sorry, okay? It's a desert cloud. I did all I could. What's anyone else doing? What are you doing?
They finally found a way to make it to solid grounds. They got attacked by a swarm of giant wasps, and one of them decided to grab Momo. Yeah bro, it's over. Not only did Aang save Momo, he decided to get a little bit extra and just fucking slice the wasp with a powerful airstrike, killing it instantly. Even Momo was scared, and he was the one getting rescued. And just in time, the sandbenders that he was looking to get some answers from decided to show themselves. Motherfuckers know Sobu. It's about to go down. The sandbending leader starts by asking how they somehow were able to get their hands on sandbending property, which is the lost sailor that Toph accidentally found. And Katara, the humble character except for when you bring her mother's killer into discussion, was trying her best to settle everything peacefully by explaining their situation. And Mr. Fraudulent Plantain Head Gershwin over here charged in aggressively, accusing them of being liars. What was even his plan at this point, to be honest? Was he trying to run the fade even after Katara told them that the avatar was literally right there? But Toph remembered his voice and immediately, no time wasted, exposed him for being the culprit that took Appa. One small detail that I love so much about this scene is how Aang was quiet the whole time of the encounter till Toph started talking, and on cue, he goes right in front of the team to handle business. Bum-ass Genshin nigga was still trying to lie, and Aang had to show him that he was not fucking around. Destroyed one of their sailors and asked again. Receiving no response, he destroys another one and now demands to know where Appa is. At this point, Genshin dad didn't want everything getting destroyed, so he asked his coconut brain of his son, what exactly did he do to piss off the avatar of all people? And Genshin Nokio was still lying, and Toph said the final words that proceeded to seal his fate.
You said to put a muzzle on him. You muzzled Appa?
Nah nigga, you don't get to show this face now. What happened to "They're the thieves"? Keep the same energy you had literally 2 seconds ago. Another nice little detail that I noticed about this moment is that at this point of Aang's life, going into the avatar state was a subconscious or unconscious effect. It was done purely out of self-defense, and he mostly had no control over what he was doing. But here, nah, this nigga was aware of every action he was making. He literally was in kill mode system and knew exactly how he wanted to end this man's life. Whole bunch of Azula fanatics will tell you that she solos Aang, by the way. I would like to see her run the fade with this demon right here and check what happens. He asked one final time where Appa is, and now finally the ant started begging and confessing. But at this point, it was already too late. Aang dropped his staff and started creating a sand tornado. And it's here we get my favorite scene in all of the Avatar series, or at least top 3. Sokka took Toph to run away from what was about to happen, but Katara still stood in the middle of the chaos. And while Aang was about to lose it all and go nuclear, she reached out to him in his anger and held him till he decided to let go and calm down. And that ended the episode. Now, there are 3 main reasons why this is my favorite episode of all time from Avatar: The Last Airbender. The first is how Aang, as an optimistic and overall positive character, was written in this episode. I don't completely know if this is just me, but sometimes it feels like writers don't know how to write optimistic characters anymore. It's like we've forgotten that they can sometimes be negative and frustrated about their situation, and choose to lash out and be a bit gloomy about the current state of things, despite basing their ideology on being hopeful and believing in all that is good. Aang isn't that much fun to watch in this episode, but I absolutely love it personally because it really helped to humanize his character, and he had a very solid reason to be the way that he was too. Aang has no people from his clan anymore. And Appa was the last person that was with him from 100 years to current time. To Aang, Appa was more than his bison. It's almost as if they shared the same soul. And also his biggest reminder that he's truly not alone. So when Appa is taken, it's almost like as if half of his reason to honestly keep going has disappeared. So despite being the optimistic character, he had every reason to crash out and be negative. It's very similar to when Crypto goes missing in the latest Superman movie. And despite the fact that Clark is calm a lot of the time, he almost goes off on Lex for holding Crypto active. A little fun fact also is that Crypto is actually the first alive being from Krypton that Clark found that gave him hope that he wasn't alone as the last Kryptonian back in Adventure Comics issue 210. So the way Aang feels about Appa is almost very similar to how Clark usually feels about Crypto. Overall, the point is, I love it when optimistic characters like Clark and Aang get to show a little bit of their gloomy and frustrated side, because it makes them more interesting as people. It shows to me that they are not lifeless characters. They get to have different range of emotions while still truly believing that what they are doing is for the benefit of humanity. The second reason is Aang and Katara's relationship. Now this one is going to be a bit confusing because they weren't really together at this point officially, and we're low-key still friends here with barely any hints on them liking each other for a relationship, except if some of us choose to count the course of 2 lover episodes where they exchange tongues and swap salivas in the dark as a hint, which, to be fair, I won't blame you for. But for me, this moment in the desert is what made me care so much about their relationship, because Aang was arguably in the worst moment of his life right here, but Katara showed that she would never leave his side, and for me it became the highlight of their relationship, even though yes, they went together officially. Not to segue to Superman again, but his relationship with Lois have a similar tale as well. My favorite Superman comic of all time has Clark contemplating Sukupu, because he was going through a mental breakdown for being the last survivor of Krypton. But Lois was there for him the whole time to make him understand that his life matters and is special to her. She never left his side during one of his darkest moments. While these couples have so much cute, romantic and freaky moments with each other, it's always seeing how they are there for each other in their darkest times that always ends up being so special for me. But nothing tops the third reason why I love this episode, and that is the use of visual storytelling in the episode. Like I said earlier, one of my favorite scenes from the show is when Aang was almost about to lose control, but Katara shows up and stops everything. But this isn't my favorite because she stopped him, but more so because it was done in visual style. If you guys remember, this isn't really the first time Aang is stopped by Katara in the Avatar state. It happened before in season 1 episode 3, where Aang sees Monkey Atso's dead body. Aang went crazy and Katara calmed him down by talking to him, making him understand that he has a new family now with her and Sokka, and it worked. Now, this isn't bad at all, but for me personally, the one with the visual language speaks stronger and will always win. This is something you guys will know about me the more I make videos for this channel, and maybe one day I'll probably make a video on this topic, but I love and adore visual storytelling over any kind of storytelling in media. You can go ahead and blame Gandhi for this, by the way, but it is superior because it always has room for multiple interpretations. The body expressions of Aang just dropping his staff and floating, Katara not choosing to run away from him, even though that's the logical thing to do because everyone else was running away from Aang, holding his hand and hugging him so tightly. Aang in Katara's arms, still in the Avatar state, considering if he should actually destroy everything or listen to Katara and calm down. Aang crying while in the Avatar state, and Katara also joining to cry with him as well. The beautiful scores composed by Jeremy Zuckerman giving more weight to these powerful scenes, and Aang choosing to let go. Aang's hate for what the Sandbenders did to Appa was strong, but his love for Katara was stronger. All this was done without a single dialogue, and yet you feeling every emotion and understanding every character is just more visceral for me. I connect and feel all of it on a deeper level than any of the episodes on the series, and that's why I love it so much. But that's enough from me for now. Let me know in the comments what your favorite Avatar The Last Airbender episode is from the original show. It could also be from Korra too, if your favorite episode is from the series. Sound off down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.